everyone, and welcome to Choosing Plants. My name is Heather, and this is my next 30-day challenge. So I am going to be doing the potato cleanse. So originally I kind of thought that I wouldn't try this type of 30-day cleanse because I don't really like potatoes very much, so I thought that might be a little bit of a problem for me. But the reason that I picked this is because the last 30-day challenge that I did was very unrestricted in terms of what I could eat, and that ended up being a problem for me, like a real problem towards the end. I was eating stuff that was definitely vegan and really not working for my body. So what I'm going to do this time is stick to a pretty straightforward 30-day potato regimen. I actually am going to follow this fairly specifically in terms of what I know quite a few other people have done, and what I have seen seems to be, I'm looking for something that's lower in fat, so that's obviously going to play a part of it. So, okay, what am I going to be eating for the next 30 days? For sure, I'm going to be having potatoes. So white potatoes, I'll probably have russets if I want a very large potato for some reason. I'll probably eat a lot more Yukon Gold potatoes than I normally do. We don't buy them because we tend to peel our potatoes we have 2 kids that have allergies and they can't have the skin of the potato. So we tend to peel all of our potatoes, and I actually like the skin of the potato. I would definitely choose to eat that if I was going to make it. So I actually will probably use some more Yukon Gold potatoes. It's just hard to peel that many potatoes. You know, I don't know. It's easier to peel 2 big russet potatoes than 10 little Yukon Gold potatoes. So anyway, I'm going to eat Yukon Golds, russets, baby red potatoes. And then there are several different sweet potatoes that I'm really looking forward to be honest with you. I'm not sure what these are called, but there's 2 different purple ones. One's purple on the outside and white on the inside, and one's whitish on the outside, or like almost an oak color, like the tree oak color, and purple on the inside. And those are phenomenal sweet potatoes. I love them. You don't need candy when you eat one of those. They're so sweet. They're so good. I think one of them is a Hana yam, and I think the other one is a Japanese sweet potato, but I don't know which is which, and I don't really care because it doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to eat them. So potatoes, those are probably the main potatoes that I'll eat. Then I'm also going to have non-starchy vegetables. So I've printed out a list of what constitutes a non-starchy vegetable. And I'm probably going to have quite a bit of that because I don't really like potatoes. So I will definitely be eating potatoes, let me tell you. But I'll definitely be throwing some veggies in there too. So I'll probably actually end up making some soups with potatoes and lots of vegetables and that kind of stuff too. Just not without any other starches or grains like beans or corn or anything along those lines. So what can you have along with your potato? So from what I have seen, from the research that I've done, you can have sauces that are fat-free. So that would entail basics like ketchup. You can have a little bit of, I think that you can have like a very small amount of sweetener every day. So like maybe a tablespoon or 2 of maple syrup if you wanted to. You can have like barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce, any of those sauces that you enjoy putting on something, you can eat those so long as they're fat-free. And obviously oil-free. It's same difference pretty much, but you can also use any spices that you want. So I have been very consistently having in my smoothies for the past month flaxseed, turmeric, black pepper, and amla powder. And I am going to have to drop out the flaxseed for now because it is higher in fat. So I think I'm going to do that. I don't know. If I change my mind, I will definitely let you guys know. I don't think 30 days without an abundance of omega-6s, and omega-3s is going to do me any harm. But I'm not 100% sure if I'll leave that out or not. So I'm not planning on including a whole lot of fruit in my diet because you're supposed to get the majority of your calories from potatoes. So the fruit that I will include is I will probably have a very small amount, like a 1/4 cup of applesauce twice a day. And that will be to get the turmeric and the black pepper and the amla powder in me. Amla powder is kind of gross on its own. It's very, have you seen people do the cinnamon challenge online where they like gag on cinnamon and it's actually kind of dangerous? Amla powder could be the same way. It's, ugh. Yeah, so you need to put it in something for sure. So I'll probably have a very small amount of applesauce. I definitely will be drinking water like I normally do. We'll have some hot tea. I really enjoy that. There's a couple different types of chai that I really enjoy. And I can find them that are caffeine free, so that's not a big deal. I also on this challenge am going to do something a little bit different than what I've done in the past. I've decided I want to try Dr. Doug Lyles. The way that he thinks people should weigh themselves, if they're going to weigh themselves, is that you weigh yourself for 3 days in a row and then take the average of that. And then at the end of the month, you weigh yourself for 3 days in a row and you take the average of that. So I am going to be doing that, and I will tell you on either day, probably on day 3. So I'll weigh myself on day 1, 2, and 3, and then weigh myself on 27, 28, and 29. No, 28, 29, and 30. So that you guys can find out what the weight loss of this particular plan is. I do think that this is going to work really well for me. And the reason that I say that is because of the previous challenges that I've tried, wherein I am successful at maintaining a low fat challenge, I end up losing weight. And where I do not maintain that and kind of go off the rails, I either don't lose weight or gain weight, which is definitely not part of not a necessary part of this at all. That's not a goal. So, in terms of anything else, I think that I will probably end up making some soups, like I said, and I will end up having hash browns with onions and potatoes, because that's actually going to be really easy. I've seen ways to make hash browns in the oven on like your Silpat mat type thing, and so I'm totally going to be all about that because that's super easy. Use the food processor to make some hash browns and stick them on a tray and in the oven. Ta-da, food, you know? I kind of like that idea. In fact, I may end up batching like a lot of russet potatoes into hash browns and putting them in the freezer so that I could just take a bag of frozen hash browns out and put them on a tray. We'll thaw them, obviously, put them on a tray and put them in the oven anytime I need to. And that makes sense to me to try and do that ahead of time. But otherwise, yeah, potatoes, which I'm not super fond of, so we'll see how that goes, and vegetables, which I love, so that's really not a big deal. I'm fairly certain that I'm going to miss rice because I eat a lot of rice right now. I'm going to I won't really probably miss pasta too much because we don't eat that a super ton, but we do probably eat it a couple times a month, maybe 3 times a month even. So maybe I'll miss that. I don't think so. Rice, maybe in my smoothies. I really enjoyed the smoothies. So, but this might be a good opportunity for me to figure out how to enjoy a green smoothie, because you can get non-starchy vegetables into a smoothie format and have like a cold or even a hot blended soupy type thing that is vegetable based. So I could do that if I want to. We shall see. I'm not really sure yet. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this challenge. I need something to give me a little bit of a perk. I was really and truly kind of dragging towards the end of this last challenge, not because of the challenge itself. I think having a soup, salad, and smoothie is like the healthiest way you could possibly eat. It's awesome. But I just had incorporated too many junk foods into my diet because it was allowed on it. You know, as long as I ate a soup, a smoothie, and a salad, you could eat whatever you wanted other than that. So I did, because it was good. Not necessarily a good idea. But I am looking forward to trying to see if I can enjoy some potato dishes and things like that. It might be hard to not have, like if I make mashed potatoes, not use soy milk to make the mashed potatoes because you don't want to include the fat. So things like that might be a little bit of a challenge. We'll see how we get around that. But I'm really looking forward to this, guys. I think that this is going to work out well. And yeah, join me on my journey. It's a day-by-day basis. We'll do it one day at a time and struggle through one day at a time. And if by day 10 I hate potatoes more than I've ever hated anything in my life, well, you guys will hear about it. So, I don't know. We shall see. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a fabulous time, and I will talk to you on day 1. See you then.